Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a little bit different for me. I've never done like a journal video. In past videos, like in some of my vlogs, I've shown my bullet journal, but I've never done like a specific entire video dedicated to my journal. That's what this is. I'm going to be going through my 2020 reading journal and showing you all of the spreads that I made and basically just how I use my journal to track my reading. So this is the journal that I use. It is from Clever Fox and it is their bullet journal. I got it in this nice like peachy pink color. The journal that I had used previously was a Lectrum 1917. So Clever Fox is a little bit narrower and the page color is more like pure white as opposed to the kind of off-white. My bullet journal style is very like, I don't know if I would call it minimalist. It's just easy. I don't like to do too much extra. I want it to be like as simple and easy and usable as possible. This is my third year using a bullet journal and I think I kind of have it down with what spreads work for me. I really cut out the spreads that I just know I'm not gonna use. My 2020 page, very basic. And then we go to my first actual spread, which is the year in a glance. I printed out these little calendars because I'm way too lazy to actually write them out, but this kind of works for me. This spread is where I put the 2020 book releases that I'm the most excited for. And I actually really liked how this turned out because I think it's really easy to just look and see what is coming out in that month, if there's anything I want to keep my eye out for. And then we go on to the next page, which has July, August, September, October, November, and December. And then right here, I still need to print out, I forgot to print out 2 of these labels, so I need to do that. And then that's gonna go up there. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. Pretty much all of these books came from my most anticipated books of 2020 video, which is already up. So if you wanna know what they're all about, I'll link that video. Now onto the next spread. This is my bookshelf spread. This is where I draw and write the titles of all of the books I read in the year. This is the third year that I've done the bookshelf spread and it's always my favorite. This is what it looked like in 2018 and then here is 2019. I actually didn't finish drawing all the books. I kind of just gave up because I read so many. I drew my bookshelf a little bit different this year. I don't draw out all the books at once. I draw them pretty much as I'm reading them because the idea of not drawing enough books or like running out of room really gives me anxiety. So I just rather do it as I go so I can see kind of how I need to fill out the bookshelf. But this is definitely one of the most satisfying spreads at the end of the year. Like I said, this was my 2018 one and I just love being able to look at this and see all of the books that I read in one spot. So these next 2 spreads are brand new. They're the first time that I've done them. This side is kind of like the most non-bookish spread in this journal. Basically, this is my daily schedule. An issue that I've been having pretty much for the past like 7 years since I graduated high school is that I haven't had a consistent daily routine. And because of that, I end up working all night and all day and never sleeping. And I probably sleep 3 to 4 hours a night and I'm really trying to fix that. I kind of came up with this idea. I kind of just made this like strip of paper and I wrote times on it. This is kind of just like a loose outline for how I want my days to look. Every single day isn't going to work like this because I do have other things that I do. This is kind of like a daily schedule that I'm aiming for. I would really like to start waking up between 7 and 8, which I have been doing every day this year so far, and it's been working out really well. And then I also wanted to schedule in 2 hours of reading, 1 hour when I'm starting my day and 1 hour right before I'm ending my day. These 2 hours aren't the only hours in a day that I'm allowed to read. They're just ones that I would like to try to incorporate daily reading into my routine. And then I also have the best time of day to film is between noon and 3 because also what happens a lot of times is that I film at like 3 a.m. and that's great and fine, but I really want to get out of this habit of doing work instead of sleeping. And this is the time of day where I think the lighting is the best. I do use a ring light, but I feel like you can really tell the difference between when I'm filming a video in the middle of the night and when I'm filming during the day. And I like how it looks better during the day. And then I also have scheduled an hour of editing. This is very deceiving because it makes it look like it only takes me an hour to edit, which is not the case. But again, I have a habit of editing all throughout the night instead of sleeping. So I wanted to schedule editing time that is as far away from me actually going to bed as possible. Basically, this whole schedule is just to force myself to sleep. And then my ultimate goal is to go to sleep before midnight. That would be amazing. It hasn't happened yet this year, even though I have been waking up at 7 every day. I have not gone to bed before midnight yet. It's a learning curve. 2020 is the year that I would like to get more sleep. So this next spread is probably one of my favorites. I'm really excited about it. I don't know if anyone has ever done this. I didn't see anybody do it. I just kind of came up with the idea. I use the library a lot for digital things. So I check out ebooks and audiobooks from the library all the time. And since they're not like a physical thing that I have in my hands, a lot of times I forget that I have them, and then I lose the hold before I'm able to read it. So I printed out this little like library card, and I made this kind of library card holder. And I thought it would be cute to write in the books that I have checked out from the library and when they're due, just so I can have like an easy way to track it and remind myself. So like right now I have The Last Wish checked out and it's due back on the 20th. So that reminds me that I need to read that before then. There's actually a page in between these that I totally messed up the spread on. So I just glued them together. And you know what? We love mistakes here. Mistakes are fine. I made a mistake and I fixed it. It's fine. All right, this next page is another new one for me. So this is my YouTube video planning spread. This is something that I saw on somebody's channel. I don't know who it was. I watched a ton of bullet journal videos and this idea was something I found in one of them. I wish I could remember which one. But basically, I bought these tabs, and what I like about these is that you can easily take them off and move them around as you're working on things. So I have different stages of the video making process, and as I'm making videos, because most of the time I'm working on multiple videos at once, and so I can easily like move these cards around and just have a visual representation of where I am in the process with each video. For example, this video, my most anticipated books, I actually just uploaded, so I would move that right there. This one, I'm currently filming, so I'd move it there. So yeah, it's just an easy way to keep track of everything. The stages that I have are brainstorm, which is just like where a video will stay when I have the idea, but I haven't really given it much thought. And then once I start like planning a video, whether it's reading books for it or like more fleshing out the idea, I'll put it into the planning stage. Then we have filming, which is pretty self-explanatory, as well as editing. Final touches is making the thumbnail, or if the video is sponsored, waiting for it to be approved from the sponsor, just like any final things that need to be done to it. And then lastly, uploaded. Yeah, so far I really like how this page is working out. In the past, I've done all this planning online, and I still do, but I like having this in my journal as well. So these next two pages are my arcs. I really want to cut down the number of arcs that I am requesting, receiving, and reading, because the past years I found that I'm getting way too much. Some of them my own fault with requesting stuff from NetGalley and Edelweiss, and also a lot of it is just stuff I'm receiving unsolicited. So I'm really trying to scale back on that. So on this side, I have my NetGalley and Edelweiss e-arcs. I just wrote out the titles and the dates that they are published, and then in the last column, I'll check off when I read them. And then on this side, I have the physical arcs that I have. Again, I really like this because I can see like, okay, in January, I have 2 physical arcs. In March, I have 1 physical arc. And I'm really trying to cut down the number of e-arcs that I request, because it is so easy to just request a ton, which is really nice and fun until you get approved for everything, and then you have like 50 e-arcs that you have to read and absolutely no time to do it. So far, this is pretty manageable compared to previous years where I've probably would have filled this entire page. So far, I'm very happy with this because I have really been limiting what I'm requesting. Then we have the only yearly reading challenge that I am taking part in, and that is Romanceopoly, which is hosted by Jess from Peace Love Books and Under the Cover Book Vlog. It's basically like a Monopoly game of romance books. I'll link their website down below where they have all the information, all the challenges. I'm really excited to participate. I just wrote out all of the challenges here, and as I'm reading the books, I'll write in what I read for them. This next page is another new one, and I really wanted to track the publishers that I'm reading and how many books from each publisher I'm reading, because that way I feel like it can really help me to determine what publishers consistently are publishing books that I'm interested in or that I like. I think I want to do some sort of color coding system as well to track what I'm rating the books. So I'll probably have a color for each different rating, and then I'll fill in the boxes, and that way I can like see, okay, I rate all of Tor's books 5 stars, which really wouldn't surprise me. I think that's true. Just to have like a way to be able to see very easily which publishers I need to be focusing my attention more on, or maybe cultivating better relationships with. I just wrote down a couple right here to get started. These are publishers I know I read a lot from, but as I'm reading, I'll write down the publisher for the books. I'm excited to see how this page looks at the end of the year. This page is blank. I didn't know what to put here. If you guys have any suggestions, maybe if you see any spreads you think I'm missing or that I would benefit from, definitely let me know what I should put here. So that's it for the yearly spreads. Now we'll go into my monthly ones. So this is for January. The first spread is my pages read. This is pretty much what I do every single month, what I have been doing every single month. This is what my monthly spreads would look like. And I liked aesthetically how this looked, but this was just a lot. As you can see, like as the months go through, I stopped filling it out. So I really tried to downscale that. This is what I use the most. This is my favorite thing. This is what made me fall in love with bullet journaling, was tracking my daily reading. This is literally my favorite thing in the whole world, like filling the whole graph. So I absolutely love tracking my daily reading. It definitely pushes me to read more, like visually looking at this and seeing, oh, I didn't read anything on the 5th. So then on the 6th, it makes me really, really want to read more. And then on this side, I decided I'm going to draw all the books that I read in that month. I did something kind of similar here. I drew a stack of books and wrote in all the ones that I read. I think that's kind of my inspiration for what I'm gonna do on this page. Obviously it would be a lot bigger. I kind of liked how this looked, so I'm trying to bring that into my pages read. So this is what the monthly page will look like, and then if I'm participating in any readathons in that month, I'll do another spread for the readathon. So obviously this month is Smutathon, so I printed out the bingo board, and over here I wrote all the challenges and what I have read for those challenges. I hate how this looks. This is not how it will look going forward. It doesn't look good. I know, I'm aware. So yeah, that is it for my bullet journal. I hope you guys liked this, and I'm excited to see how it looks at the end of the year. Maybe at the end of the year, I'll come back and do like a flip through of my whole journal. Let me know if you guys would like that in like a year from now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.